One at a time, so you want the one in front of you?
I'm going to sit here with.
My name is Chris King. I'm with Watermark Films from Roseville, California. I'm here for our short film called Birthday.
Okay. Anytime, Ray. How's this?
Hi, and welcome to the Sedona International Film Festival. This is your second time here,
Second time.
but this time you have a short in here that's a little different than what you did before.
Definitely different. 2 years ago, we were here for a short film called Proposal, and it was very macabre, based on true story, one of those hard-to-watch, uncomfortable, 48 hours, Dateline NBC-esque types of films that I like very much. But this one, called Birthday, much different. I'm a veteran, military veteran myself, and this one really is sort of a tribute to, not sort of, it is, it's a tribute to, it's an ode to, some of our severely wounded veterans there and their spouses or their family members that have to deal with their injuries once they come home.
So you've given us a lot of the synopsis. Can you just give us a little storyline? How long is the movie?
Okay, 12 minutes.
So in 12 minutes, what do you want the audience to get from it?
You know what? What I always had in mind for the audience to get from our quite compact 12 minutes is just an idea on some microscopic way what it is like for our veterans and the spouses or fiancés once a severe traumatic event happens, an IED explosion, for instance, happens, and the hospitalizations, the constant vomiting of trying different medications to see what works for you, the trying on new legs or prosthetic arms, just how enormously taxing that is psychologically to the relationship of those who have to go through this, because the divorce rate skyrockets when something like this happens. And that in itself is a tragedy. So I just wanted to convey as best I could in 12 minutes all those little uncomfortable, hard to watch, yet very realistic moments and dynamic between the wounded veteran and his or her spouse during that whole process, hospitalizations, rehab, and then finally coming home.
Coming home.
Yeah.
Is it in the future to maybe create this into a feature-length narrative?
I don't know. You know what? I haven't thought about that. I certainly think it has a place in the market for something like this, but frankly, I have my hands in so many different projects at the same time that I already have a feature that my wife and I want to write after this one. So, but yeah, it definitely has a place as far as a feature-length film is concerned, yeah.
And did you write this one with your wife?
I usually write them all myself, and my wife, God bless her, comes in and refines everything I do. She is my ultimate editor because she does not BS me in any way. She takes my grand ideas and does this with them and tightens and refines and clarifies. It's the tough love.
Yes.
I see what you're going for here, Chris. In a fantastically comedic and condescending way, not condescending, but just in a wonder. Oh, it's amazing support. I've always said that that if I want to get, my tush kissed or on my scripts, I'll give it to my mom. But if I want constructive, very helpful feedback on my scripts, I give it to my wife or about 3 other friends that I have that are brutally honest as well. Because I want to improve as a writer. I don't want to be acquiesced to on everything I write.
How does it feel to be here at the Sedona Film Festival with this film?
Man, it always feels good to be here at Sedona Film Festival. Because, we were at the VIP Lounge last night, and I was talking to other filmmakers, and we were all in complete agreement that this is the film festival you want to come to because, and this was the key, they know how to treat a filmmaker. Just in terms of, it's just such a VIP mentality or approach that you guys have with us once we get here. From the care that's taken from your volunteers there who are so fantastic, Joy and the whole bunch there. Anyway, they just treat you with just absolute first class. And of course, come on, what's not to love about Sedona?
That's true.
And the red rocks and the
you've
weather.
really touched on part of what we want to convey this year as part of the media team. What makes Sedona Film Festival a filmmaker's fest?
Yeah.
It's different from all of the other festivals.
It is. It's just absolute first class, and it's a tough standard for a lot of other film festivals to
Thank you.
to live up to. Because my wife and I, we've been blessed that we've just been making films for many years, over a decade, and we've been to a lot of film festivals, and nothing comes close to this one in terms of viewer participation too. You guys are a packed house at every single solitary screening. Anyway, I could go on, but this is a short interview.
Well, and we appreciate it.
Right.
Thank you for plugging us. Thank you. We really appreciate that.
It's easy.
When is your film being shown?
Our film is, we just had our world premiere, very first screening on Saturday, opening day, and now we're showing again today at 6 o'clock over at Harkins.
First of all, we talked before we came here in front of the camera about your military experience, so I'd like to elaborate a little bit on that, and then where you got the idea from the film, because inspiration comes from the most inane places
Indeed.
sometimes.
Yeah.
So elaborate.
I'm a vet myself from 88 to 92 during the Gulf War I era. Never saw any combat, was never ever anywhere near any danger. But I have a lot of family members too that are military. So, I have a soft spot for the military and all the contributions and sacrifices that not only, of course, the service members have to do, but of course the family members back at home. The idea came from, it was like 2.5 years ago. I just got a picture online. I think it was like an email or something like that. And I just saw a photograph of this young Marine. He couldn't have been 20 years old. And he was missing his eye and his face was just torn up. And it was just the most distant and saddest and sympathetic face I've ever seen. It haunted me for months. And I finally couldn't take it anymore. I got out of bed and I Googled, as simple as who is the Marine with the eye? And up came Kyle Carpenter, United States Marine. And I'm like, wow, that was easy to find. So I tracked Kyle down in South Carolina, and he was in and out of, dozens and dozens of hospitalizations for his injuries. He had jumped on a grenade and absorbed, I think, like 90% of the concussive force of that grenade. And he saved his fellow Marine's life. Sorry, I get tough
hand?
about that kind of thing. And he's such a sweet kid. He was our very first interview. He was our very first Skype interview. Just this unknown kid with massive injuries. And he was just the most humble, yes sir, yes sir, yes sir, to all my questions. I'm like, Kyle, you don't have to call me sir, just call me Chris, I'm a vet, man. Anyway, that's how I even got the idea for doing a short film, just to honor our severely wounded vets. And it turns out, that just actually a few months ago, he was ultimately and finally awarded the Medal of Honor at the White House by President Obama. So.
And you were also saying that this is not a film about pro-war, anti-war.
Right.
Please
I
elaborate.
see so much that was very important to me and my wife, Heather. Didn't want to make a pro-war or anti-war film. I just wanted to make it about what these couples have to go through during such traumatic injuries like IED explosions or the numerous amount of scenarios that happen, overseas. And just what they go through, the hospitalizations, and afterwards, once they get home, the good times, the bad times, the petty little arguments, or the little, happy moments between them. We just wanted to make it very real. That was very important to me. And with all the veterans that I spoke to, I'm not looking to make a ribbons and bows film here. I want it to be very raw and as realistic as humanly possible.
Do you feel like you accomplished that?
I'd like to think so. Yeah, I mean, we've gotten a lot of feedback, both, of course, from Kyle and from many of the severely wounded veterans. Believe it or not, there are some semi-famous severely wounded veterans out there. Tyler Southern and Taylor Morris. Anyway, it has been wonderful to get feedback from them saying, extraordinary, amazing. You guys hit it out of the ballpark, which is, of course, just everything. It's wonderful to hear what civilians and the populace might say about birthday, but it means everything to us, what our veterans have to say about birthday, and so far it's been wonderful. Just wonderful feedback.
I personally can't thank you enough.